mentions in Surah Ibrahim chapter 14 verse 7, and remember your Lord declared publicly that if you are grateful, I will add more favors to you. If you are grateful, I will give you more, Allah Ta'ala says. But if you are unappreciative, then my punishment is severe. So if you are thankful to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala will inshallah bless you. He will give you more of His blessings. And you will thank Him more, and He will give you more. And this cycle will continue. But if you are thankless, then Allah Ta'ala warns us of the punishment. Imagine this, on a very small and minute level, what we do as humans. How do you treat someone who does not thank you? Who is thankless? You do something for someone, he rejects it. He does not give thanks. He is not impressed. Would you want to do something for him again? And now imagine someone who you do something for, you do a favor for someone, and that person is so thankful to you. He says, wow, you have done me a huge favor. Thank you so much. Next time, who would you want to favor? The man who said thank you, or the man who was unappreciative? In the same way, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gives to those who are thankful. And there is punishment for those who are thankless. Because on our scale, it would be a small favor. In the level or scale of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the blessings are countless. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, it mentions in Surah Rahman. And which of the blessings of your Lord will you deny? Which blessings will you deny? You will deny one, deny another, deny a third. How many will you deny? There are so many of them. There is a story that is narrated to us of Urwa ibn Zubair, who was from the time of the Tabi'een. Urwa bin Zubair was invited by the Khalifa at that time, Al-Walid bin Abdul Malik, in Damascus. And Urwa had 7 sons. So he took his eldest son with him to meet the Khalifa at the time in Damascus. The eldest son's name was Muhammad. He was a very strong and handsome looking man. When they reached Damascus and they met the Khalifa, Muhammad excused himself to go and see the horses that the Khalifa had kept. And then he started riding one of those horses. And at that time he had a terrible accident and he lost his life. Now obviously, being the father, Urwa was grief-stricken. He was very sad and sorry. But something worse happened after that. Right after he buried his son, he developed a gangrene of the foot. A problem that was spreading throughout his leg. And the Khalifa Al-Walid, he sent for the best doctors to cure his guest by any means possible. And the doctors agreed unanimously that the only cure for him was to amputate his leg. That they had to cut off his leg, because the disease had spread to quite an extent. And after realizing that he had no choice, Urwa agreed that fine, go ahead and amputate him. I don't have a choice. Now the surgeon in charge, he offered Urwa intoxicants and tranquilizers to help ease the pain, to help distract his mind. But Urwa refused, saying that he did not want to be distracted for a second from the worship of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, for the remembrance of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And he said that he would not seek help from haram in this state, and that he would prefer to do zikr and not to lose even that moment, even that time of the operation, that he is not doing zikr of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The surgeon even recommended that you will not be able to bear the pain. Let me call in a few of the hefty men to hold you down, because when I start to saw off your leg, it will hurt. Urwa said, no need for those men. My zikr is enough. And the operation began. And the doctor took the scalpel and he started to cut off the leg. Then he took the saw and started to saw off the bone. And at this time, even before the operation started, Arwa was already engaged deeply in zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he did not utter a word while this operation was happening. He did not move while this was happening. They took boiling oil in an iron scoop and poured it over the part of the leg which has just been amputated to stop the blood flow and to cover up the wound, to heal the wound. And Arwa did not utter a word. And once the operation had finished, the people operating were astounded. They wanted to know what this man was doing. And how come just a few days before he had lost his son, and now he was being operated on, and he has lost his leg. This guy must be totally depressed. He must think that the world is coming to an end, that Nauzubillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates him or something. But what did Arwa say? He said, Allah had bestowed upon me 7 sons, and He has taken back 1 and allowed me to remain with 6. So to Him is all praise. Allah has given me 4 limbs, 2 arms, 2 legs. He has taken 1 and allowed me to remain with 3. To Him is all praise. I swear to you, he said, I swear to you by Allah that if He has taken from me a little, He has caused to remain with me much. And if He has tried me once, then He has forgiven me many times. This is the speech of a believer. This is the passion of a moment. This is how he worships his Creator. And this is how, no matter what is happening to you, you will never be affected by it. Because your heart is rock solid. Your iman is rock solid. Your happiness is divine. It is not in the material. We know now that the way to happiness can be achieved by worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That there is nothing for us in the riches of this world and the material things. What kind of happiness could be greater than humbling yourself to your Lord and to strive for His pleasure and to attain the ultimate reward of paradise? The true believer has in his heart a sweetness, a serenity in his soul, something that money cannot buy. Money can buy you a beautiful bed but not sleep. It can buy you food but not appetite. It can buy you companions but not friends. It can buy you cosmetics but not real beauty. It can buy you everything but not paradise. That lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the choice we have to make. Finally, it mentions in Surah Al-Nahl, chapter 16, verse 97, whoever works righteousness, man or woman, and is faith and has faith, we will give him a life that is good and pure, and we will give them their reward on the day of judgment for all the good works that they used to do. So if you are righteous and if you have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your life will become good and pure. And all the good deeds that you do in this life, you get the reward for them in the hereafter. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Oh Allah, please help us in strengthening our faith, in strengthening our iman. Help us to study, understand and follow the teachings of the Holy Quran and spend our life in your remembrance, in your ibadah. Oh Allah, guide us to the path of Sirat al-Mustaqim. Please forgive us our sins and help us to do righteous deeds in this life. And in the hereafter, save us from the hellfire and grant us a great reward and the highest levels of paradise. If you have any questions,